Shabbos Daf Chav Zayin. I hope, my friends, you're all doing well. A continuation from yesterday's sugya. According to Rava, in Reb Shimon ben Elazar, the Torah says by negat tzaras the word beged, and then explains to us tzemeru pishtim. It has to be wool or linen. It doesn't matter what size that beged is. It's mekabel tuma. Whether it's a thread, 3 fingers wide, 3 tfachim wide, they're all mekabel tuma. And Rava holds that there's a binyanav. We learn from tzaras to all other tumas in the Torah that they're mekabel tuma when they're tzemeru pishtim. But if they're not tzemeru pishtim, they're not mekabel tuma. Reb Shimon ben Elazar says, however, if other begadim are 3 by 3 tfachim, then they are mekabel tuma. Where does he get this from? So the Gemara gets it from in the pasuk of Sheretz. It says oy beged. From those extra words, I learned that if a beged is 3 by 3 tfachim, it's mekabel tuma, even if it's not tzemeru pishtim. Abaya argues completely, says, according to everybody, other clothing is never mekabel tuma, even 3 by 3 tfachim. So what does Abaya do with the words oy beged? Abaya says that we don't have a flat out binyanav to all tumas in the Torah. I cannot learn sheretz from Negaim, nor can I learn out Negaim from sheretz. And therefore I need oy beged to tell me that a beged that's 3 fingers by 3 fingers, tzemeru pishtim, is mekabel tuma by a sheretz. Why can't I learn out sheretz from Negaim and Negaim from sheretz? Because each one has a chumrah that the other one doesn't have. A sheretz is mekabel tuma b'chadasha, whereas tzaras is mekabel tuma b'kigris, which is 9 times the size. On the flip side, tzaras is mekabel tuma even if it's a thread, and sheretz is not mekabel tuma by a thread. There's a seeming contradiction in Rabbi Yishmael himself. And Abai says, yes, in fact, it's a major contradiction. It's mikatza lakatza, where Abai learned in Rabbi Yishmael yesterday that no clothing that's, if it's not made out of tzemeru pishtim, can be mekabel tuma at all. Over here, Rabbi Yishmael says that every clothing is mekabel tuma, whether it's made out of camel hair, goat hair, silk, inferior silk, it's all mekabel tuma. Rava says a pshat that perhaps Rabbi Yishmael is saying that there's no tumas sheretz in other clothing when it's 3 by 3 fingers, but if it's 3 by 3 tfachim, it is mekabel tuma, and that would be different than what Rava said the other day. Rava took it back. Another pshat is that it wasn't Rava that said so; it's Rava's Talmud Rav Papa. Sometimes the Talmidim got confused; they weren't sure what Rav Papa was saying. What was he saying? His own Torah, or was he saying over from his Rebbe Rava? And Rav Papa says that Rabbi Shmuel wasn't discussing Tumah. Rabbi Shmuel was just saying halacha that there's no shatnez on clothing that are not tzemeru pishtim. The fact that the Torah tells us tzemeru pishtim by shatnez, the Torah is talking about wearing it. But if you just put it on, I would think that there's shatnez, and that's why the Torah comes and says there's no shatnez even if you put it on. And the Gemara says bedusehi, it's completely wrong. The opposite. If we know that when you wear clothing, it must be tzemeru pishtim, then certainly when you just put it on, it has to be tzemeru pishtim. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says that Rabbi Shmuel wasn't talking about Tumah. Rabbi Shmuel, the second Rabbi Shmuel in the contradiction, is talking about tzitzis. And Rabbi Shmuel holds that the only garment that's chayiv b'tzitzis is a garment made out of wool. If you wear a beged made out of wool, then you have to put on tzitzis. If you wear a beged made out of cotton, you don't put on tzitzis. In fact, that's how the mechaber paskins la'alacha, and that's why Sfardim wear a beged made out of wool with tzitzis made out of wool. Ashkenazim paskin like the Ramah, and therefore we wear cotton with wool tzitzis. Although the Mishnah Berurah says that a Yirei Shamayim should be makbid to wear wool and wool tzitzis. According to Rabbi Shmuel, we just said, he learns from oy beged to include all begadim for tumah. So why don't we include from tzitzis? It says asher techasa, we should include all begadim for tzitzis. And the Gemara tells us that from the words asher techasa comes to include a blind man's clothing is chay b'tzitzis because other people can see it. Ureisim oisoi, though, comes to exclude something that you don't see. What don't you see? Night clothing. That no one could see at night, and therefore Ksus is potter from tzitzis. Abai says a statement that Reb Shimon ben Elazar and Sumchos agree to the halacha that you're not allowed to use pishtan. In other words, something that's mekabel tuma for Negoim, for your schach. Shimon Elazar, we said, and Rabbi Yehuda holds that pishtan, flax, even if it wasn't spun, it just came out of the oven, the process that causes it to whiten, that itself makes it possible for schach. There's a machlokes between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir about shasi. Shasi, Rabbi Yehuda says, only becomes possible for schach once it comes out of the kettle, and Rabbi Meir says it's like erev, that it's possible for schach immediately. The Mishnah says, on Chav Zayin on the base on the bottom, anything that's a derivative of a tree, you cannot make wicks out of them. Says Rashi, for instance, cotton and hemp. And Taisus doesn't understand. He says, cotton, what's wrong with cotton? The whole point is, according to Rashi, that it doesn't carry the flame well. What better wick do we have than cotton, says Taisus. And anything that comes out of a tree, says the Mishnah, does not become Tamei Tumas Oil. In other words, if there's a dead person in the room, the roof, the ceiling does not become Tamei. Unless the ceiling is made out of cotton, then the ceiling will become Tamei. Have a wonderful day.